So this is how in tune I am. Just the other day was on with some coconuts, and I cut open coconut for the first time ever, and I am so proud of myself that I cut open a coconut. And I remember being on live saying, I should have got more. Because I only picked up 3 coconuts. The story goes, I have a friend who cuts coconuts here in Hawaii and reaches out to me when he has the fresh coconuts. When I went to retrieve the coconuts, I was on my bike. Because my thought is, I'm only going to take what I need. And I have this basket on the side of my bike, and it expands. And I thought, okay, I can put like 2 to 3, maybe 4 coconuts in my basket, which was fine. But once I opened the coconuts here on TikTok yesterday, I see why he suggested I should get more coconuts, because there's only so much coconut water and it goes pretty quickly. Like, you got to drink the coconut water pretty quickly. So thank you for liking the live and share it, because I'm going to open more coconuts. Because here's the thing, and maybe this will go along with the manifestation TikTok or the speaking it into reality, because I believe in that. I am all for words create worlds. So yesterday, after I got all of, what's up, King? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you this. King, you are going to be so excited. And so after I opened all of the coconuts, I said, I would love some more coconuts. I would absolutely love more coconuts, because I know now how quickly they go. So, lo and behold, for me, a friend of mine who's from my hometown in California actually lives here in Hawaii, and he cuts coconuts. Stay with me here. So, as a part of, I believe this is true gratitude, my neighbor said, I need my coconut tree cut. And I thought, oh, I know someone, and he's from my hometown. And my belief is, when you can give someone business, when you can put money in their pocket, when you can add to their life in that way, to me, that's a beautiful form of gratitude. All of it's gratitude. However, to send business somewhere is like healing the world, because my neighbor received the service. The person I knew received the job. And it's this symbiotic relationship of me knowing, and that connectivity of we're from the same town. So follow me here. Follow me. So yesterday I had the 3 coconuts from the cute coconut guy. But I have to say, when I went to pick up the coconuts from him, in my mind, I'm thinking, this is endless coconuts. So he said, Hope, you're only taking 3? I said, well, yeah, my assumption is after this is done, I'll just come back over and get more. And he was like, it doesn't work that way. Yes, it does. I'm just going to come get more coconuts. But the universe had a solution. So the next day, my friend comes to cut my neighbor's tree. And he comes to my door and he says, Hope, do you want some coconuts? So I have more coconuts and I'm going to open a coconut again, because I'm a pro now. I'm a pro at opening coconuts. And then all of a sudden, someone comes to my door and says, do you want more coconuts? Of course I want more coconuts. So now I have this whole thing of coconut. In fact, this is like inconvenient to store. However, the aesthetic is very nice. Instead of saying like go in the fridge and get some coconut water, I say let me open it for you. So this is what I'm going to do now. And then if anyone knows something lovely that I can do with this remaining coconut thing, because I would love to like reuse it somehow. But in the meantime, let me just get my coconut water. So this is fresh coconut brought to my door, a whole stalk. I had it outside, but then I thought, well, I might as well bring it inside. And I am just grateful that I am in such alignment that I can think, oh, I would love more coconuts, and someone comes to my door with a plethora of coconuts. So since I'm now, maybe the sap can be used for something, but now is the fun part, because I have to say to all 340 people in the room, I became a coconut opener professional yesterday. So now I'm like the best coconut opener. And so you can watch me and learn how to open a coconut in the comfort of your own home. And I'm so proud of myself. Me too, Chris. So now I kind of have maybe a weekend supply of coconuts. And the thing is, I see why the convenience of just getting a thing of coconut is a lot easier, because this is work, okay? This is work, but the work is worth it. So what I learned is, first I have to pop this part off. So that's the first thing. And I'll kind of tilt my phone. I don't have a machete. My neighbor does. I'm in Hawaii. My neighbor does. However, I have found a way to open it. And yeah, machetes are a bit like, it's like a sword. And although I like danger, I'm not going to allow myself to do that. A palm tree? What's a palm tree? Or I know what a palm tree is, but we're talking about a coconut tree. Although they look similar, it looks just like a date tree or any of those other trees. Anyway, I'm well in process of opening up the coconut. This is Operation Open Coconut. Yeah, I actually would. No, I wouldn't. Okay, now Chris, here's the thing. I wouldn't ask them, coconut palm. I wouldn't ask them to borrow their machete. I would say, here's the coconut. Can you open it for me? I am quite okay with not knowing how to swing a machete. I am. So back to Operation Coconut Open. And and I feel like a warrior, because I can open a coconut, kind of. Okay, you're just here with me on this journey, but I'm going to do this. Okay. Jeez, take your time. Take your time. Okay. So I pop this thing off. Now you guys are making me nervous, even though I'm a professional coconut opener. So in the meantime, as I'm popping this thing off, I gotta concentrate. It is a mixture of pinks. I redid it today. Thank you so much, Brenda. I'm still on my pink hair life. My life has been changed. Now, it used to be blonde. Like, blonde used to be my thing. Blonde would always put me in a different realm almost. I would show up differently with blonde. So I've always liked blonde and like golden undertones. However, Whoa. Okay, I gotta concentrate on this. Whew. Okay. I love Pink Hair Life. It just is fun. It's exciting. People just start smiling when they see pink hair. It has a whole different vibe, and I really enjoy it. It's good for you. Okay, so you pop off the top. What's up? What's up? Thank you. What's up, Quasi? Dead dude. Okay, now, step one has been completed. Step one has been completed. Continue to like and share the live with anyone who is interested in opening a coconut that is delivered to your door. So, okay, now after that part, I do this. Okay, so I like stab the softest part, and then I go all the way around. The last time I got coconuts from this tree, the coconuts were basura. They were so terrible, but they're completely different this time around. Okay, so I do this to like take off the little top, and then I just pour out the coconut and drink it and be merry and happy. Let's see. It's almost like, my friend said it's like jack-o'-lantern type. Okay, you see how easy? Boo! I did it! Yay! Can I get a round of applause? Be quiet, King. Be quiet, King. You see, this is the problem. You trying to tell me, and you ain't here with the coconut. If you were here with the coconut, you could tell me. But you over there without the coconut, that's right. Okay. Apology accepted, King. Just as you said that all this is too small, I'm opening up. Come on. Who you talking to? I'm the one with the coconut, King. Don't be concerned about me. I'm an amazing person who has survived life to this moment. And I opened the coconut. So are you drinking the coconut water? Are you eating the fresh coconut meat? No. So now we'll go back to what I was doing before King disrupted me. So everyone, all 445 people on the live, like, send something to King, because he don't understand. I'm hope. I'm bringer of you can do everything. So now is the fun part. Well, let's watch. So this is what I do. Okay, so I love a good mason jar. To all 500 people in the live right now, I just opened a nice young coconut that was brought to my door. Let me show you how authentic it is. I don't want this to tip, but I want to show you how authentic. Okay. Okay, boom. Stay. Please don't. Okay, stay. Because if you spill, then... Okay. So, here is... Thank you. I'm going to show you how it tastes, but I have to show you. This was brought to my door. This is how much I'm loved. Someone said, hey, Hope, do you want some coconut? And I'm like, of course. Of course. I love a beautiful man to cut off a stalk of coconuts and bring it to my door. What else? no. Okay? So give me the coconuts, please, and thank you. I'm ever so grateful. Appreciate you all the way. And so now I have this funnel thing, and I love a good mason jar. So now is the piece de résistance. We have to pour this wonderful vintage of coconut water. So let's watch. Okay. Oh, I meant to put my strainer there, but that's okay. I just opened, okay, to anyone who just came in, it is, yeah, the coconut water is always clear. I mean, there's bits of coconut. Redo it? No, that's not how this works. Good morning. No, the milk is actually the meat, like ground up, but it is delicious because I just came in from a friend's performance and I said, wow, I have my coconuts waiting for me. No, I don't eat. I don't eat at all. I don't even know what eating is, Jules. So the next step would to be like break it open. It's slightly sweet. Yeah, thank you. Because, okay, so, okay, I'll bust it open. This is just the water. The water is just inside. The meat you can grind up and make into coconut milk. Yeah, and I like the coconut meat. Because why not? But because this is a young one, it has very little meat. It's very young. So there's coconuts that are a bit more mature. All right, let's see. Okay. It's going to be quite loud. Let's see. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. That's too loud right now. But inside there is, okay. I can open it with the knife. It's just quite loud. That's how I cut it open. Yes, that's how I cut it open. I am not going to take a sword, which is a machete, and go and hack the coconut. However, I can, okay. So anyway, now I have my coconut water, and let me go and sit and drink my coconut water. A coconut wine. Okay. Ooh. We're not in the I'm not even reading all the comments. But what was said that everyone says sounds so good? Right. So now I have my coconut water. I'm finally back home. And no, I don't. I do not eat red meat. I don't actually eat any meat. Let me pop my phone out. Do you eat red meat? I don't, like 20 years. Definitely a long time. I know, I can chill and relax. I have my fresh coconut water. So, I was on my bike. It always starts with on my bike. I feel like I love this hood. Is it better? Does that add to the, thank you. No, I'm just Hope. Thank you, thank you. Well, maybe because I just came off my bike. Now, I'm in Hawaii, so it's midnight. It's 12:54 right now. However, I love riding my bike. I always talk about my bike. So I usually do 2 a day, like a early morning bike ride, maybe an evening bike ride. And a friend came to visit me with her 2 kids, and she doesn't live far. So before she left, I said, hey, I'm going on my bike ride. I'll stop by your house. She said, fantastic. So I got on my bike. This is why you see this glow. I love riding my bike. I love the exercise. I love the fresh air. I love feeling the winds. I'm so happy I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. Oh, I made this sweatshirt too. So look at this. Did everyone see that? Oh wait, can you see it? I am my drug of choice because I am. No, I was born in California. So I hopped on my bike. I went to my friend's house. Thank you. And on the way there, a friend of mine, me too, invited me to his performance. He's a drummer for this local like rock band. So I said, cool. After I go to my friend's house, I'll bike over to your performance. Bonjour, bonjour, or bonsoir for me. Now, it was quite dark, but I finally have a light on my bike. So I'm always so excited to bike ride at night because I just love riding my bike. And I've been listening to the Estate Sale from Tyler, the Creator, and nonstop. And I love to have my earbuds in and I'm biking and it's dark and I'm hearing all of the melodies. 9. So it was fantastic. After I left her, I had to bike through this very dark patch, and it's Hawaii. So Hawaii won't have any street lights. It's pure darkness. It's pure faith. Like I'm just riding because I know I need to go forward, but I can't really see. So I'm going to just continue to bike. And what's up? What's up? So I biked to the performance, and I don't know if anyone's been in any rock performances in these little clubs where they push and jump. I'm not going in. I'm watching from outside. I do not want to be, I don't know. It shows how people are bored with life. Well, that's why I'm here, because I've created a great life. I don't even see that. I'm too peaceful on my positive, just happy with myself, liking myself, that regardless of what's told to me, I know what I tell myself. I know what I feel about myself. I know how I've shown up in the world every day. So regardless of what someone tells me, I already like myself. I love myself. I can hold myself accountable. So anything outside of me does not penetrate me. It's going to be there. So what? The moment I change my energy and direct it to that is the moment that it's won. And I don't allow that. And it's that easy for me. I can just choose not to direct my focus, my attention, my energy, my thoughts in a direction that does not benefit me. So, and it's not even that I don't believe that everyone's miserable. People are just people. I allow people to show up how they show up. That's the point. My goal is to continue showing up as myself slightly. I have the AC on. So I'm not cold, but you know, that's fine. Whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do. And I appreciate it. None of that gets to me. Here's the thing. I was also a flight attendant for 15 years. So if I allow one small difference, I won't even call it a nuisance, to take my energy, it's a large probability that that will continue throughout the day. So small occurrences do not. I've just lived life. It's not that I have seen a lot. I have. But it's also because I've chosen to. I believe seeing life is how I figure life out. How am I going to know if I don't actually see it? How am I going to know if I don't have the chance to experience? How can I have a point of view if I've never put myself in anything that's uncomfortable or anything that's unfamiliar? Any place that I'm at is my favorite place. That's another thing. There is no favorite. I'm the favorite. However, there are locations that I enjoy, but through flying, I've seen so much that that's limiting to me. To say this is my favorite. I can find a favorite of something everywhere I go. Maybe it's a favorite restaurant. Maybe it's a favorite brand of bottled water. Maybe it's the person at the front desk, because that's what I look for. I'm never labeling something as favorite. I'm 60 plus countries in, traveling basically internationally for 15 years. That's what I've known as my adult life. So I've been traveling so much. Of course, do I know how to dance? Why wouldn't I? Life is my dance, baby. Come on, Jay Jr. Don't play me like that. And yeah, I did do a different type of pink on my hair. I find beauty everywhere. I do enjoy, I won't limit it. I can find beauty everywhere. I do like warmer climates. There's preferences. I do like warmer climates. So as I bike to the performance, and the performance, yeah, well, I'm not going to dance to it for you. And call me Hope. My name's not Sweetie. You are not allowed to call me Sweetie. And I remember correcting people on the plane. They would say, oh, sweetheart. And I understand it's coming from an endearing space. However, I love my name, and I prefer to be called my name, which is Hope. And a majority of people understood that. And then there were a very select small few that found some discomfort in me advocating for my name. That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate you, Jay Jr. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So I'm biking over to the performance. She's still with us. Thank you. Because there is no, it's how you see. Okay, King, here's the thing. I don't see negative. I've been doing this. My name is Hope. I have a sister named Faith. I have a sister named Charity. Don't you think my parents may be on the same thing? If I label something negative, that means I can look at everything and label it negative. There's something I can learn. There's something I can observe from. There's something I can hold space from. But I don't have to even label it. It just is. And I've seen a lot. Imagine from 22, 15 years on, every week you're in a different city, state, country. And for 7 to 10 years, you were living outside the U.S. full time. My perspective is extremely expanded. Because what you would say would be negative may be obsolete to someone in another country. They may not even understand how you see something as negative. However, for me, I'm living a good life. My father would always say we're here to live life and live it more abundantly. That's what I'm choosing to do. I have that choice. I get to decide. I say I'm the one that gets to control this. I don't ever look outside. I look inside. It's never what someone did to me. Maybe it's something that brought out something in myself. Maybe it's something I need to learn. Maybe it's a time in life where I'm learning that lesson, but it's not negative. Sometimes it takes just stepping back and learning not to label it. Plus, I put out a lot of good. I know that. I'm a 8, like my birthday is 2/6, it's an 8. I was born at exactly 8 at night. And 8s in numerology, it's like karma. If I put something bad out, it immediately comes back to me. I can't even get around it. So I choose to make my experience the best experience. There's no one outside of me that can give me the experience that I want. It's up to me, regardless of what that means, period. So I'm on my bike, biking to, and here's, I'm doing the right thing. That's just it. So as I'm biking to the performance, it's quite dark outside. It started at about 8:15, but I'm biking over around 9:30, maybe 9:40. I think I got there at 10. And the bike ride is always great. I love a bike ride. So I get to the place, I lock up my bike, like I'm on my bike. I actually just wore this because I told my friend I won't come in. It's a bit too much energy. The mosh pit, people pushing. I don't want that. I don't need to be pushed. I don't want some sweaty rock kids sweating on me. And that's okay. I will stand outside. The doors are open. I can see you from there. Okay? I can feel the musical vibrations from there. But I'm not going inside to get pushed around. No. I'm not doing that. You see how we do that? I don't need to go in there. I can hear the music. I can see it without the pushing. So, have my fresh coconut water. So, my friend Huey is amazing on the drums. He is fantastic. And he's such a showman. Like I told him it's not only your musical vibration, it's your forethought, your intellect, the music you're playing, the energy I feel, your showmanship. He broke his drumstick and said, "Hey, I promised someone a drumstick. Where are you? There you are, here you are." Like, I saw it. I'm like, you good. You got the showmanship down. Because a show is a show. Yeah, we'll talk about drummers, because I love me a drummer. So, but he's almost like a nephew to me. He's quite young. I think he's, 20 something. So he's doing his showmanship thing. He's drumming. He's amazing. And at the end, he like kicks down his old drum set. It was like, what is this? This is fantastic. A free show. This is great. So I'm outside just taking this all in. And really, as a creator, someone who makes things, it was like so cool. I loved feeling that. I loved all of the people that were around. I loved the style and the fashion. And it's in Hawaii, so it has a different look, because I've done this really all over the world. I used to do this in New York, or when I was in London, and I would watch my friends who were musicians, or in Paris, or in Chicago, or in LA, or in Japan. So for me, it's always the same thing in a different place. And how there's so many similarities. You always have the bouncer or the person that prevents you from going in. That's a constant. There's always like kind of the cool people that are maybe outside or drift in and out. There's the band. There's the wafting smoke of all sorts. There's that energy you feel, that sweatiness. Yes. It depends. That's up to you. Whatever you choose your life to be is what it's about. I don't know. That's what I feel, but I don't know. What's up, Detroit? So, I'm just watching all of this and taking it all in. It's beautiful. It's music. I used to not be out, but I'm in a new cycle where I'm seeming to be back in the streets, as I say. Well, back in the streets on my bike, too. That's even the cooler part, because I pull up like, skirt on my bike. And I love it, because I do love my bike. It's brought this reinvigorated sense of energy to be outside and on my bike like when I was 12, when I loved it. I do believe the things that you did as a child, do them. Do them if it's drawing, if it's riding a bike. And I'm not speaking of a stationary bike. I'm speaking of a bike. Get your butt on the seat, okay? And move somewhere. Don't be sitting up in the house watching the television on the stationary bike. Get your butt on the bike. Feel that air. Hear the birds. Get the sun on you. See, I like to say, when I'm on my bike, I'm so glad you did too. When I'm on my bike, I'm saying this is my gift to the world. Like, I'm on my bike, I usually have music in, sometimes I don't, because I'll make a conscious decision to listen to the earth, to listen to the wind, to listen to the cars and the birds, and that even, not retrains, what the word is, maybe realigns, it's tuning my brain and my ears to hear those natural sounds opposed to always listening to music. So when I'm on my bike, I'm always like this, usually smiling bright. I make sure I put my oil on. I'm getting my tan. I'm getting my sun. I'm usually singing out loud. Most of the time I have red lipstick or something on. I'm dancing. Listen, if you behind me, you got the best view in the world, baby. That's what I say. Because I know that's another great thing with the bike. It really keeps them buns nice and taut and cupped and round and like your legs. I just love it. I love everything about it. Can't you tell? So that's the bike. And it has brought just a beautiful sense of vitality, like life, you know? It's almost how I felt when I first bought my car, because I loved this car. I saw this car and I was like, oh, I want this car, and how things wear off as they do, but something like a bike has never worn off. I used to rent a bike every time in Amsterdam. Amsterdam was actually my first trip when I started flying as a flight attendant. My first trip was to Amsterdam. So I was on reserve, which is basically you are the flight attendant that fills in the holes. So if someone always is flying to Amsterdam and they call out sick, they would say, okay, Hope, you're going to Amsterdam. So when you first start flying, you know what days you are flying, but you don't know where you are flying. And within that, you have time legalities. But my first trip on the line was to Amsterdam. And I had been, my coconut water, Hope's coconut water, so refreshing. So I had already been to Holland. I had been to Rotterdam, which I believe is one of the, it is, or it's the second largest port in Europe. So it's a city in Holland, the Netherlands, where there's a lot of things coming in and out of the port. And I remember the first time I went there, all of the tulips were in bloom. It is absolutely amazing. And, right, so I been to Rotterdam, I'd been to Holland, but my first official flight as a flight attendant was to Amsterdam. And so I get the call like, Hope, flight attendant Hope. Yes, this is me. All right, you're going to AMS. I'm like, wow, Amsterdam. Okay. Your check-in time, because your check-in time is internationally an hour and 45 minutes prior to departure. Right? So you have to report to the airport an hour and 45 minutes prior to departure, because then we have our assignments where you know where you're working. We find out how many people are on the plane. We meet the pilots. We have what's called a briefing. So everyone, what's up? Everyone who's working the flight attendants meet in our office, and we have a worksheet where you know where you're working, what break you'll be on, the hotel information, the phone number, everything is given to you. And then from there, we go and get on the plane, and we have to be on the plane 1 hour prior to departure, because the plane will start boarding 45 minutes prior to departure, which means there's 45 minutes of boarding. Okay? So this is my first assignment. This is my first assignment as a flight attendant. And I'm so excited, but I was open. I knew I was going to have fun, but I did not know what would happen. So I get to the airport. I was based in DC at this time. I've lived all over. However, my first flight attendant base was DC. So I flew out of Dulles, which was the international airport, as well as Washington National, as well as BWI. And here's where I talk about, someone said, how do you not look at things negatively? I didn't have a car. And I chose not to have a car because finance-wise, if I'm without a car, I don't have a car payment, I don't have insurance, I don't have gas, upkeep. That is a large portion of money that I can use towards my daily life. So I chose not to have a car, knowing there's 3 airports to get to, but you gotta figure it out. That's my thing, figure it out. I don't have time to complain and say, how is this gonna work? Figure it out. Figure it out. That's what it comes down to. Are you going to figure it out, or are you going to not figure it out? And by figuring it out, it may take learning in real time, but figure it out. So I lived next to everything in life is figure outable. It just depends. Do you want to figure it out? If you don't, then don't figure it out and say they're all the reasons why you can't. If you do, you just make it happen. So I report, and the head flight attendant was fantastic. And I said, hey, this is my first assignment. I am ready and willing to do everything. I'm not afraid of any part of the plane. This is my first trip. However, I'm very capable. Just so you know. She was like, okay, great. And she was talking to her husband prior to us taking off. Like, oh, I love you, honey. And she showed me she showed me pictures of her kids, which were really cute. And she was telling her husband, okay, baby, I'll call you when I get there. It was very cute. I met all the other flight attendants. And on this flight, there was about 12 of us. So I believe it was a 777. I believe there was 12 of us. So we get on the flight and we work there. Now from DC to Amsterdam may be just under 7 hours. It's not too far. So we land. And when we land, a van actually comes to the plane. So this is why I'm listening to Tyler a lot, because as flight attendants, we don't always go through like the passport stamp thing. Sometimes we just walk off the plane, get into a van and go. And that's what we did. We got into the van, and usually the pilot would go, because in Amsterdam they have wonderful bakeries. In Schiphol Airport, they have wonderful pastries. They also, you can get a nice beer, a nice Belgian beer or a Dutch beer or German. Sometimes that would happen when we would get off the flights. First of all, we've been working the full night. Okay? So let's say the flight takes off at 7 and it's 7 hours. So technically, it's early in the morning, our body time, but it's 7 in the morning, Amsterdam time. So we've done our 2 services. We have a short break in between where we get to go rest, and we get up and we're kind of like out of it, but not really. However, try drinking when you've stayed up all night, because sometimes this would happen. So we would get in the van going to the airport. A pilot or someone would go and buy beers in the airport as we're going to the hotel for our layover. So we've worked all night. Now you're drinking this beer, and it's like you stumble into your room and pass out, which I had no idea. This is my first trip, okay? This is my first trip. So I'm like, whoa, this is what these cats do? Okay, I'm sure. Give me I don't even drink beer, but give me the beautiful bottled beer, okay? Sometimes there would be crew juice. Now, crew juice is when someone will take, and this was several years ago. I don't believe this is done anymore. But someone would take one of the big water, 1.5 liters of water, an empty one, and you pour orange juice from the plane, you pour Di Serono, and you pour a bottle of champagne. And someone would like prepare 4 of those, because there's all of us. We're done working the flight and we're going to the hotel for our layover. I had no idea. I'm like, pass me the mimosa. I'm drinking a beer like it's crazy. It's early in the morning. I've been working all night. Like you're like, get to your hotel room and just pass out. But that's the point. So we get to the hotel, which is a very nice hotel. And everyone decides to meet later that day. So because we're all tipsy, we typically sleep for, 4, 5, 6 hours, and then meet in the lobby and go get drinks and then have dinner and do whatever you do. Now, granted, this was my first flight ever. So I get to my room, stumble into my room, take a shower, go to sleep. I wake up like, whoa, because again, exactly. But the thing is, you're there for 1 day. So it's a day and a half. You're there. So you already are just going to sleep and wake up. And so I think I woke up maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon, because you sleep if you get in at 6 a.m. and you get to the hotel by 8, even if you sleep till 2, you have the entire day. And most of us would wake up, go to the grocery store, because flight attendants, we love our grocery stores, and we always have a list. There's things that I love in the Albert Heijn. That's the grocery store chain in Holland. And they have beautiful breads, and you can get your Gouda, which is Gouda. Yeah, they have great shopping too. Great cheese, their yogurt, bread, yeah, but that's the thing. No, you're not, because we're doing this all the time. It doesn't feel like, it does, but it's I'll get to that part. It seems like a vacation, but it's not. It's your job. But it's kind of treated as such. This is how I treat every day. Every day feels like a vacation, because every day should feel that great. So we woke up went to the grocery, got the Stroop waffles, you know, the thin wafers with the caramel in the middle from the bakery. And then you put them right on top of your hot tea or coffee, and they get gooey and they melt, and it's like, oh. Americans do bread terribly. But that's why when I'm in Holland or Germany, I love my breads. So we walked around because it was my first time in Amsterdam, and went, you know, to the red light district and the grasshopper, all of these things. And it's just, I'm just like, wow, this is great. So we come back in the lobby and we meet to go have like a aperitif, and then go out to eat. Well, everyone knew it was my first trip, and they wanted to make sure that I celebrated with drinks like it was my first trip. Spoiler, I no longer drink because during my career of flying, yeah, I've done it with the best. I've done it all over the world. What's up, Leo Lawrence? I have done it. I no longer need to, so I no longer drink. But at the time I was. So when we met downstairs, we went to our first spot, beautiful bar. And I don't know if you've been there, done that like me, baby. I got some stories. So we went to our first place and had like appetizers and had schnapps, and they got me a bottle of champagne and then finished with more schnapps because Holland has all these different flavors of schnapps. I'm like, what is schnapps? Yes, and here's the thing. It's all the same either way, Debbie. So I understand you, and it's all the same feeling. So I had my schnapps, and then we go on, and then the night really starts. So these flight attendants, I was like, what? They are like party animals, okay? And I'm like 20 years younger than all of them, and they've been doing it for years. So we go to our first club, and it's like 12 of us. We are all enjoying the libations, and the first club, there was people dancing on the bars. I think I got on the bar. The crew was sending me shots, and this is my first trip. So I'm like, this is great. If this is what I'm doing, this is absolutely fantastic. And this is when things started looking a little different, because we went to the first place. People were already filled with fantastic alcoholic drinks. I will say another thing, as you should, because it gets even, wait a minute, you have no idea, it gets even better. Here's the other thing, because I'll say this a lot. The US doesn't do drinks well, to me, because throughout the EU, you have to actually measure the amount of alcohol. So the drink actually tastes good. It doesn't taste like gasoline. It's properly mixed and it's prepared and it's lovely. And I was drinking a lot. I was 22 at the time. And so by the third bar, I saw the woman, the head flight attendant, who was on the phone with her husband and her kids and telling me about how lovely her husband and kids are. Well, she was making out with, like the captain. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I see nothing. I say nothing. If I listen, I'm like this. I don't see nothing. You can't answer. I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. All I know is before we took off, you were on the phone with your husband. Now you in the club, and that ain't your husband. So, okay, right. Then I turned my direction somewhere else, and there's someone smoking. And I was like, okay. And the person said, oh yeah, you just started. Don't do it now, but later in your career you can. I'm like, later in my career? What is it? These people are, oh, this is great. This is perfect. I picked the perfect career. Look at my people. So that was this was all going on because it was like so much fun. Plus, we're in the club in Amsterdam, and everyone's actually having a great time, and we're all looking out for each other. We're all checking in because, again, we're here as a group. So I don't know, it might have been like 4 or 5 we left. That's the other thing though, they were very meticulous. We can't drink past 12 hours prior to departure. So they were very strict about that. Like, okay, that's your last drink, Hope. And we were all cut off because that's like a FAA thing that you can't drink past a certain cutoff. Which I said, wow, they're even looking out like, put the drink down, put the drink down. So we all stumble back to the hotel. However, in the van, I remember we were in a Sprinter, and the head flight attendant was sitting on someone's lap, making out, and I was like, okay, again, I see nothing, I say nothing, I don't see it, okay? I do not see it, but this is just a precarious situation because you guys are in the seat right behind me going to the hotel, and I will have to see you tomorrow. I don't know if you know, but am I supposed to like reference this at all? I didn't know. I was in pure amazement. So we get back. We get back to the hotel, and the hotel is in the city center. Very nice hotel. We all stumble in. However, again, this is my first flight, okay? My first working flight. So the head flight attendant is with, she's picked a new husband for this country because it doesn't count once you cross the Atlantic. If it's in a different country, it doesn't count. So as we're going up to our rooms, another one of the flight attendants is in the lift or the elevator with me. And yeah, that's the rule I abide by. Like, baby, it doesn't count. Country codes? Come on. Doesn't count. It's like a different realm. So exactly. You get it, Chris. You get it. I've been trying to get people to get this for years. I don't know why they don't understand. It's an easy concept. It does not count because it's a different country. So as we're going up to the rooms, I'm in the elevator with a flight attendant. Well, see, that's the thing. This law doesn't need to be mentioned. It only needs to be enacted if something is found out. But here's the thing. It won't be found out because it's in a different country. That's why it doesn't count. That's why you don't need to say anything. Do you get me? Come on. So the head flight attendant leaves with whoever, and they stumble into the room together. And I'm like walking down this court. Oh, before I get out of the elevator, one of the other flight attendants starts having like a mental breakdown. Again, this is my first flight. What is this? She starts crying and starts like crouching in the corner, and she's like, oh, you hate me, don't you? You hate me. I'm like, I don't even know. Like, we just met 18 hours ago. I gotta take a breath because this is kind of overwhelming. She's saying you hate me. And she's like in the fetal position in the corner of the elevator, saying that she's a bad person because I've seen her drinking. And I'm like, girl, I'm trying to get to the room to go to sleep. Like, I didn't know all this was going to happen. So we all get out of the elevator. The head flight attendant stumbles into the room because this is also the camaraderie. We would all travel in packs and kind of see each other off into the room to make sure everyone safely got to their room. So the main flight attendant opens the door and falls in with, oh boy, I see nothing, I say nothing. Okay, they closed the door, I didn't see it. The other girl having a breakdown is now, I'm carrying her. And she's crying. And she was like, you know, my mom hates me. I'm like, what? I'm sure your mom doesn't hate you, but let's just get you to the room because, you know, I think you're safer in your room. Girl, get off my arm. I'm like 125 pounds. I can't support all this weight and all this mental pressure. Like, it was all fun just like an hour ago. Now you're crying, and I'm wondering what the heck did I get myself into? So, exactly. I say, girl, where's your key? Give me your key. I get the key. Like, let me just get her to the room so I can open the door, push her in, and get my butt back to my room. I don't need to be around this no more, okay? No more. It was fun until someone has a mental breakdown, okay? That is fine. When it's around me, I got to readjust. So I did adjust. But the thing with adjustment, I got to release that. So I need to get you to your room, put you in the bed, and get to my room and get in the shower and rinse this all off. It's so much fun, but the tears. So I get her to the room. I kick open the door. I lay her in the bed. She's weeping. She's in her bed. She's in her room. I've done what I need to do. I've done my due diligence, okay? Whew. I get to my room. I immediately get in the shower like this was the best night, but whoa, I'm still like processing everything that went on. I'm laughing like, what the heck? This is so crazy. So I take a shower, I get in the bed. Now, contractually, when we are laying over internationally, we have to have a physical wake-up call from, and this is, listen, yes. This is how I'm just so open with life because I've seen it all. Like nothing can surprise me. Like, oh yeah, I saw a zucchini. Like, I've seen it all. So I'm very open. Okay. I get to my room. I take a shower. I go to sleep. The front desk calls me because contractually they have to hear us say, "I'm up. I'm coming downstairs." Because if you don't pick up, someone will come knock on your door, because there's been instances where people didn't pick up and it was because they had an accident and slipped in the bathroom. That happens in hotels often where people get hurt. They come out of the shower and they slip and they hit their head so that's a big thing with the wake up call. So they wake me up. I think it's an hour or two prior, and I take another shower, get prepared. I go downstairs. So I go downstairs, and at all of our European hotels, they always prepare like breads such as croissants or little baguettes, coffee, tea. They have it for us to take, to have prior to us working back. So I walked downstairs, and it was like I walked into like an ABC show, because no one remembered the prior night. The head flight attendant was back on the phone with her husband, not really around who she had spent the night with prior. The person who had the breakdown, I guess, did whatever she needed to do to realign, and was looking a bit like, I know you saw me, Hope, I know, but I'm good. I'm good now. Like, are we okay? I was like, we're okay. Your secret's safe with me. And we worked back. We worked back like nothing, like the prior night did not happen. And so I was like, did that happen? Of course it did. Oh, that's what we do. We just go out and act a fool and be who we want. And then the next day we just go back to the mask that we wear for the public. Cool. Got it. Absolutely. So that was my first trip on the line. So you see how I can be very open and positive and understanding. I've seen many faces and facets to life, and within all of that, it allows me to absorb the fact that as humans, we just show up. It's not about even a judgment. This story is funny because it was my first flying experience, and throughout that story, even though the individuals were drinking and doing all these things, we were still checking in on each other. We were going as a group to different places, making sure, hey, you no longer are going to drink, making sure, hey, it's time to get to your room, making sure, hey, let's follow and make sure we all get safely back to our room, because, thank you, that's what we do. We can collectively go and have a great time, and we are humans who have a small responsibility for each other. And that responsibility is in every moment. Yeah, stewardess, some people would still call us that. However, it was no low-key, high-key. It was like, I've been non-stop listening to Estate Sale from Tyler, the Creator, his reissued Call Me When You Get Lost. And the thing is, I relate to it so much because every summer I was in Switzerland. So when he's talking about this, like Geneva, that's where I would go for summer. I understand it. When he's speaking of these places, that's what I would do. In fact, because some of y'all don't know, but it's very nice when a gentleman calls and says the driver is going to pick you up and the waterfall looks nice. I've had that. It feels great. I love when a gentleman says, hope the driver is coming to pick you up. Of course. As you should. I love it. I love it. And I love a driver. I love someone to say, Miss Hope, I'm here for you. Of course. Here's my luggage. We're in Stade or Genève, and I love Genève. So I relate to this. Yes. His Call Me When You Get Lost estate sale is all of that. So I feel it. And I was telling a friend, I even see the tones of pastels and pinks. However, I know that because during summer I would fly a lot. Just apply. All of the airlines are hiring, and apply, and then send me a message. I'll help as much as I can. As I said, I flew for 15 years. However, summer in Switzerland is fantastic. Even, I remember it was the hottest day in Zurich. I was in Zurich, which I loved Zurich. I would fly Zurich a lot. No, you don't. Okay, Debbie, stop. Because the moment you say that means that you're thinking that you would not be the requirement. You are good enough, just go apply. It doesn't matter. It's for you. Believe that it's for you. It doesn't matter what is there. It's for you. Boom. So, let me reapply a little gloss. Yeah, go do it. I don't care about a requirement. There are no requirements, but even if there were, it's for you. No, I mean, I prefer someone that flies internationally. So if you went to one of the commuter airlines, you would only go to the cities within the U.S. I would say any of the big ones, such as Emirates is hiring, American, United, Delta, because they all go internationally. And then it doesn't count when you find someone in another country. And that's also a great thing because I usually relocate every 3 to 5 years. And it's a great thing to leave past romances in a different country because I never have to really think about it again. I leave you in the country I found you in. That's the perfect way to do it. Okay, I'm not gonna see you at the coffee house. You're in a whole nother country. I change countries. I change time zones. I change country codes. I change addresses. You can't find me. In fact, they'd probably say, "Where is Hope? I really miss her. She just left. I never saw her again." Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm gone. On to the next. And I often say that. I will leave you. You aren't that great. I'm great. And life to me is for me. And not everyone comes along. And I have firmly stood by that because oftentimes women feel, especially in a sense of a relationship, that I must give, I must stay because I have this man. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let me tell you, they can be replaced. Love you, and I used to love you, but I'm gone. We don't even need to play about this. If there's another opportunity, another country, I'm leaving you. You will always exist in my mind. And I feel confident saying that because I've never second guessed it. And I've told gentlemen this, like, listen, if an opportunity comes, I'm gone. We don't even need to talk about this. Thank you. And especially in my 20s, what are we doing? I knew in my 20s, although they were all fantastic mates, they were all fantastic people, and I learned so much from them and grew in myself and grew as a human and grew how I saw myself in relationship and how just the human experience. However, I've always trusted when it's right and I know it, I'll know it. And you weren't it. That's just it. You weren't, not everyone's going to be it. Sometimes it's just that lesson. And that's just it. So yeah, I will leave. And they're always easy to find. In fact, I don't find, I attract. And I do have great energy. So everything I attract is great. You will never hear me complain about anybody who's been in my romantic past. They've been fantastic people. Not only am I self-aware, however, I'm aware what I want in a relationship. So I don't have to pretend. And picking a partner is pivotal. And I just I believe I have a good sense of picking. And when I have left, it has not always been the most comfortable. However, it was just what I had to do for my growth. And I'm okay with that. They still call. At least once a year, someone calls and checks in like, "Hope, are you married? Do you want to get married? No? Okay. Well, all right. I was just calling to check." And then that happens. So I would advise with anyone, an opportunity will always serve you more than typically a relationship. So that's that. But I will leave. Yeah, definitely. Completely. And furthermore, again, this experience is for me. Yeah, well, see, that will be another story because I have a story about that. I mean, I'm up for a renegotiation after 10 years. If we can renegotiate the contract, see if we want to trade out or trade up. Yeah, I don't know if that's for me. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I really appreciate people. And I appreciate myself. I'm always choosing myself. It's never failed me, and I will continue to stay in that thought. Yeah, that's beautiful too. My parents celebrate 45 years this year. So because of that, I know what goes into it. And I believe I have seen an excellent example of a partnership. And with that, yeah, I'll know when it's right. And until then, I'm quite content in my beautiful... I've created a beautiful life for myself. My life is fantastic. I speak professionally. I have friends around the world. I have fresh fruit. I do whatever I want because I'm confident in, number one, the decisions I make. However, I love myself enough to trust the direction that I go in. So, yeah, I love my life. I do. I love myself. I love my life. I love the experience, as you see. So you will hear me, yeah, but what does that mean? Like, that is something that means a lot to me, freedom. Like, really, I do what I'll get up when I want. I travel when I want. What does that mean? When I was flying, I knew when I was ready. And I always said, and my father would always say, you know when it's time to transition. However, thank you. I will not allow the fear of, oh my gosh. No, it's time to transition. I do love flying until I felt like I had mastered it and received the wisdom or the lessons to lead me to this moment. And taking the courage of saying for me to love it is to say it's completed. And walk away with confidence and build the next dream. And I know that sounds courageous, especially to leave an occupation, to restart, to relocate, to leave a relationship. However, what's on the other side of that is what's for you. And that can be uncomfortable. I completely understand. I'm built for it. I'm as real. I really do it. And a lot of people don't. And that's okay. I understand. It's difficult. However, yeah. Well, and it's even, don't even try. Just allow. Yeah, I have 4 sisters. I'm surrounded by beautiful feminine energy and a fantastic angelic mother. Yeah, I have 4 sisters. I'm number 4 of 5. So this is also how I learned to see the positive in everything, because I don't know if you've been raised in a house of beautiful, opinionated, smart, sometimes other adjectives, sisters. So I've quickly learned to navigate. Okay. And I love my sisters for everything they are and everything they aren't. I'll leave it at that. Okay? I leave it at that. So that's it. Thank you. You know what? I'm just going to allow that. Thank you. I love you guys. You listen to one story. I'm going to have more. How about, I think I typically don't come on weekends, but I'm going to change that up, because a lot of these things I'm like consciously working out how I'm forming it in a speech. So I'm probably going to be showing up on weekends. Not probably, I will. I'm glad you found me too, because I'm a ball of light, okay? I speak to just make you laugh and take your mind from whatever you were worried about, complaining about, something. Just that perspective change creates miracles. So your miracle's already there for you. That's my gift for the world. And now I'm going to go eat some of my chilaquiles that I made. I'm so happy. I'll be back on, and then I post all of my lives onto my YouTube page, which is the same name, Hope is Speaking. So I'm posting a whole bunch over the weekend because I was backlogged during the week. So if you don't catch me on live, because I typically come on twice a day, I upload all of my lives onto my YouTube page that is Hope is Speaking. So you can go to daily TikTok lives and you can listen. They're usually an hour, sometimes they're 4 hours. They're almost like podcast lengths. So thank you. Thank you. Continue to enjoy your day. Know that it is getting better in every moment, and the change has begun. So I always close with this. Be the reflection of love of which you are, because we are a reflection of each other and we come from an infinite source of love. Show up, because I showed up. Just show up. All you got to do is show up. Destiny, spirit, God, angels, whatever you label it, will do the rest, but you have to show up. And when you show up, make it look good. Put on some earrings, put on a new lip gloss, smile, put some oil on your face. Or as my dad said, because my parents are hilarious. This is where this all came from. I have a fantastic foundation. My dad... This is how I also learned to see the positive, because I have an old school father. 1947, he was born in, Vietnam vet, very alpha, loving, traditional, but I love my dad. I'm a daddy's girl. He showed me posture and peace and poise and patience and respect and love and genuine curiosity for life and a true support, and has always supported everything I've done. Everything. So we were going to church one Sunday, and I have 4 sisters, and my dad said, Hope, get in the car. Faith, grab your Bible. Samantha, go put some lotion on your lips. He told my sister to put lotion on her lips, not lip gloss. You got to find the positive in that, because my dad does not mince his words. So also what I learned from that is I can take the message. See, there's an attraction. I can hear the message, go put something on your lips, and not hear the rest. You don't even need to sugarcoat it for me. I'm from that household, so I can take it and then leave the rest. I don't get offended by anything. In fact, my perception is most people allow small things to offend them, which then just builds for the rest of the day. Nothing offends me. And that's also coming from me being a flight attendant. So that is love. And I come from an infinite source of love. I love my parents. I call them my board of trustees. They are people that I can count on and trust. And a board of trustees is an important set of people. My father told me nothing in life is a coincidence. Nothing in life is a coincidence. So thank you for us finding each other. And my board of trustees, which I challenge everyone to create your board of trustees. Create 4 people that would be that important. Because the board of trustees really runs a corporation. They make the important financial decisions. They're trusted. They have forethought. They can see things that maybe as the proprietor, I may not be able to see 20 years in the future, but they can be trusted. And there's very few people that, when you think, will go on your board of trustees. My parents already have that role. I trust it. They see, yes. I have one other person, but those are definitely in my board of trustees. So I challenge you to think of 4 individuals in life, living or non-living, that would be on your board of trustees that you could refer to. Thank you, I am Frey. That you could trust, that you could listen when they say, hey, this may occur in 20 years, so maybe this move should be done. It's imparable to my success as a human. Now, I still have my own forethought. However, I also enjoy whatever they have to add. So, board of trustees, if someone has a breakdown in an elevator, just help them to their room. Make sure they get in the bed, and then release it. If you see nothing, you say nothing. You can always just do this, okay? How do you, Deb, it's already in the works. And know that it can be beautiful when you allow the beauty to exist. Oftentimes we will judge the beauty, or why we won't do it, or why we shouldn't do it, or just be open to the beauty. Be open to humanity. Be open to the possibilities. Be open to it happening for you, by you, because of you. Because it is. And so be it. And I am hope. So I'm going to finish drinking my coconut water. Thank you for everyone who saw me open my coconut water. And I'm glad I could inspire in some way and add to you. I am Frey, you always. Thank you, Wisconsin. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. I will meditate on more wisdom and love and bring another message to uplift in all ways. Thank you for the roses. I am Frey. You always come through for me. I really appreciate you, girl. I really, really do. You're welcome. That's my name. That's why you see, my parents had a thought. Listen, this was planned. I'm glad I met you too, boo. Hop on your bike, okay? I'm challenging everyone. Go on Craigslist. Go on Facebook Marketplace. Go get yourself a bike. It'll change your life. And then your booty will be nice and cupped and nice and taut with a little jiggle, but not too much. Go get your butt on a bike. It'll change your life. I'm telling you. It will. So longboard is great. But I said a bike because it cups the butt. It makes it nice and round with a little jiggle, but not enough. You know, it's looking real good over here, let me tell you. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's it. I will see you soon because it's exactly 2 a.m. And it's time for me to get a little beauty rest. There you go. Or go riding in the rain. I have a story about that. I learned that it can be dangerous because the brakes get wet. But it is kind of nice. I'm in Hawaii. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy life by feeling this energy. I feel you guys' this great energy. So I'm all about it. This is a place of positivity and humor and wisdom and interacting on a human level because we are humans. I refuse to see us as anything outside of a human. Of course I see your gender. Of course I see your color. It just doesn't add any other expectation as the human that you are. And I'm seeking just to spread that. Because once we see each other as humans and really see each other, see ourselves in each other, we show up differently and we speak differently to each other. So think about that. Show up. Be the love that you are. Make it look good. And don't have any breakdowns in at elevator. Yeah, I know it's cold in Boston. 90 degrees. Go enjoy it, girl. Get that sun and bring that energy back. That's why you have those yellow hearts. Peace. Ciao.